Hello there. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome to this, what's today? 29th. Wow. 29th of July, 2025. Hopefully you're doing well today. We are back today with more Alice Madness Returns on the PS3. We're going to be continuing where we left off. We had just made it to the asylum. I'm not sure how much we have left of this game. We might be able to beat it today. It depends on how long these last levels are. But we will continue to take our time and try to, find everything and make our way through the game, obviously. Find everything we can, that is. But if you didn't see my post yesterday, I was having some bad stomach issues. From time to time, my stomach makes it to where it's like very hard to move. Essentially, it just like it kind of like cramps up in a way that just makes it to where mobility is very, very difficult. And that's just what happened yesterday, and I just couldn't really get up to move around and do stuff. So. I wasn't able to stream yesterday, so I do apologize. But we're here today, and we're going to make the best of it. We're here, like I said, a little late. I had to take care of some stuff ahead of stream. I've still got some other stuff I need to take care of, so the only issue with chronic illnesses and multiple doctor's appointments and stuff like that is you're constantly having to get up to make calls and talk to people and schedule things and go to things, and it's very tedious and it's very annoying and time consuming and draining to deal with all of that stuff. But you get through it day to day and all of that. But we're back. We're here. We're doing the thing. But yeah, we're all right today. We're all right today. We're gonna try to make some more progress in Alice. Like I said, I don't know if we'll beat it today, but we'll probably get close. I do have. I already know what we're going to be doing after Alice, but I won't spoil what it is. Let's just say it's gonna take some skill to get through what we're going to play after Alice. It will be another first playthrough. It won't be... I'll say it's not going to be directly like horror focused, but it'll definitely be some like horror... I'd say probably horror adjacent. It's got some horror themes to it. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But it'll be a newer game. It won't be a retro game. But yeah, so we'll do that after we finish Alice. And we also will we'll be continuing Resident Evil. We did beat Resident Evil 2 Remake, which means when we play Resident Evil next, we'll be doing Resident Evil 3 Remake. And then after that, we'll do Resident Evil 4 Remake, obviously, and then finish off with Code Veronica X. And like I said, after we do that, we've got a lot of retro coming after that. Retro horror coming after Resident Evil. So we're going to finish Countdown Vampires once we finish Resident Evil. So we'll finish Countdown Vampires, and then my goal is to do the Clock Tower series after we finish Resident Evil. So we were supposed to do that back in November, but things have just been kind of chaotic for this year. So we'll get back to those, play through the Clock Tower series after Resident Evil, and then after that we'll find some new stuff to get into, and then Shadowrun's just going to take a little while, and then of course for Friends Favorite Fridays we've been working on Chrono Cross, which will probably take a little while to get through. There's a few games in the Friends Favorite Friday that will take a little bit. Chrono Cross, Shenmue, and maybe Metal Gear Solid will probably be the ones that take the longest to get through. But we will do our best. We will do our best to get through those. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on over the past couple days. Trying to think if there was anything else. But I do want to thank everybody for all the support over the past, over the past week, over the past, months and stuff. Again, I always want to make sure that I'm showing gratitude for you guys. I know I try to be as consistent as possible with the schedule, but I've talked about it before. I do have a lot of chronic illnesses that do affect my ability to be consistently on time. There's times where I can go a few months always hitting our start time, and then there's some times where I'm off by like an hour or two, and it's just how it is, unfortunately. So I do appreciate everybody's patience with that. I know I do talk about consistently streaming when people ask like what's a good habit for streaming. I do try to practice what I preach, and the fact that I try to stream consistently, but unfortunately, when you deal with a lot of chronic illnesses, it's just getting up to do the thing can be very, very difficult. Especially when your body kind of rebels against you to just get up in general. So I appreciate the support, and I know there might be some people that are like, man, I showed up and the streamer didn't show up, for a couple days. Why did I even, throw them a follow or subscription? And I get that. I completely understand. And if that is a reason for someone unfollowing or unsubscribing, I completely understand. I will never hold it against somebody for finding a reason to spend their time elsewhere. I won't hold that against anybody. But I do want to express my gratitude for the people that do stick around and bear with me while I kind of deal with medical stuff. It's just an ongoing. I've got to talk to somebody who's got to talk to somebody who's got to run tests, who's got to interpret tests, who's got to run more tests, and it's just the way of life. As I get older, and I'm not really that old. As I get older, my body has just been kind of deteriorating more rapidly than it probably should. As I've been told by multiple doctors that look at my chart and go, you shouldn't be dealing with this right now. But I am, and that's just the unfortunate side effect of that. And I don't have these conversations for sympathy and pity. Again, this is more of a conversation of gratitude for the people that stick around, because I have seen that we've gotten a lot of follows like off stream from people from other communities, from the crypt community, from other streamers communities and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate the support for people, for the follows and subscriptions and subs and stuff like that, that have come through when we're off stream or when we're in other people's communities. I do really appreciate that, and I just want to make that clear up front that is very much appreciated. Because streaming might seem easy sometimes, but there is a lot of mental effort that does go into streaming sometimes, especially when you're dealing with a lot of stuff. So again, I appreciate any amount of time or effort people spend to come here, and any support that you show, whether that's, you're just lurking for 5 minutes or if you're chatting or anything like that. I do appreciate that. I just want to show some gratitude for the people that stick around while I deal with these like medical stuff and have to take days off because I just can't move or just can't interact or anything like that. So thank you guys for being a part of the community. Thank you guys for supporting me while I deal with all the medical stuff and stuff like that. So thank you. Hey Leaf, how you doing today? Let me go ahead and get a shout out. How was Killing Floor, by the way? I saw you were streaming this morning. Did you kill the floor effectively? You're not following the leave ending. He was playing Killing Floor this morning, but was also playing Link to the Past last night. Was making some pretty good progress. I think he got to Dungeon 2. I don't know if he finished Dungeon 2. Dungeon 2 is not really that long. You just gotta get the gloves and then kill the green worms. So Dungeon 2 is more about navigation than it is about complexity. But so were you able to beat Dungeon 2 last night for Link to the Past, or what? But go follow the leave ending. Oh, you think you beat Dungeon 3 as well? Okay, so you went to Death Mountain? You got up to Death Mountain and beat Oh god, Death Mountain's the guy with the thing on his tail, right? The guy who knocks you off the platform, the one that most people hate. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people think that's the worst boss. The worst boss for me is one of the ones you haven't fought yet. You'll know it when it's a moth. There's a moth in the game. I'll just say it's a moth. I won't explain what the fight is, but there's a moth in the game. When you fight the moth, you'll understand why I hate it. But okay, so if you beat Dungeon 3, okay, so you're about a third of the way through the game. Beat that boss. Yeah, the snake's really not that hard. As long as you know your spacing and you get him to like do a certain pattern, I don't really have a problem with. He has a name. I just can't remember his name. All the bosses have a name. But okay, so yeah, you're about to head into the actual like meat of the game, which is the Dark World. So that's cool. But yeah, go get Leaving the Apollo playing through Link to the Past for the first time. It's going to be starting Resident Evil 1 DualShock version for the first time. Now that he's got a memory card. There's someone in chat was waiting for me to struggle and was shocked. I think they were there to troll. Yeah. Yeah, again, I don't think that boss is really that difficult. Like I said, the moth boss for me was very hard. But did you do the chicken Easter egg? Because people really wanted you to do the chicken Easter egg. They were like, okay. So, I'll go ahead and tell you what it is. In Legend of Zelda, which I think Link to the Past is the first one you could do it in, if you slap the chickens enough, it starts raining chickens and they try to kill you. That's what people were trying to get you to do. It happens in Link to the Past, and it happens in Ocarina of Time. So if you slap the chickens enough, they'll try to kill you, and it just starts raining chickens. It's an Easter egg. But it only works if you're outside. That's what they were trying to get you to do. I don't know if it happens in Majora's Mask now that I think about it. It should, because technically it's the same engine as Ocarina of Time, but I've only seen it happen in Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past. But yeah. It's just a fun little egg to be like, hey, don't terrorize the chickens. But that's what they were trying to get you to do. With the chickens. Oh, the thing I was going to show you. I had discovered in my retro stuff, because now that I've got a new bookshelf, I was like, okay, I need to like organize things. I was going through my box of retro stuff to see what I needed to put on my shelf. I discovered I am a fraud, because I have a complete in box version of a game. I don't know where I got this. I don't know why I have this. Yep. The Wii edition. Add it to the list? Hell no. One, because I don't know where my Wii's at. There's some stuff when we move that I just can't find, and it's really disappointing because I don't know where my Wii is. I really don't want to have to buy another Wii, but setting that up would be a monster. That's really the only thing that's like keeping me from playing certain games is one, setting up the Wii with the sensor with my current setup would be kind of impossible, but also yeah. But yeah, I was going through my games and I was like, okay, what do I want to put on the shelf? Because I found some other stuff I wanted to put on the shelf, and then I saw that and I was like, when did I buy that? I don't think I bought that. I think someone gave that to me. Because I don't remember buying that. Because I'm pretty sure, other than Code Veronica X, that's the only Resident Evil I own. So... yeah. Anyways, so there you go. By the way, this is actually I was looking at the prices. This is the cheapest version of Resident Evil 4. Like if you're looking online to like buy a version, this is the cheapest version. Probably because it's like probably the categorically worst version to play. Because if you look, it actually does use the motion controls. So to sprint, you have to do this with the Wii remote. However, it does say you can use the gamepad. So, I don't know. Pull the Quest out with a pre-installed Resident Evil. No. No, I only have like 4 games on my Quest. My Quest is right over there. That one I know where that's at. I can't really use that because my back and stuff. But no, I only got like, yeah, I want to say I only have like 3 or 4 games on that. So I didn't really do a whole lot of VR stuff for the Quest. I anticipated doing more because I was going to use it as a way to kind of like move around and exercise, but then I built a gym and just used the gym for exercise, so the VR became kind of something silly, but then yeah, now I can't really be mobile, at least not for now. I'm still working with a doctor who's going to be running some tests and stuff, so hopefully I can get some mobility back, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I know where my Quest is. I think I have the Quest 2 or whatever, the one that was like super cheap. I don't have the newest one. But did you are you gonna set up your capture card over the weekend to see if it works? Since you're basically gonna have to take the whole weekend off anyways. Because I got the I think I still have mine in my desk. I just need to make sure that I got all the cables and stuff for it. You set it up to date, at least for the dual PC. Okay. Okay. Because well, I didn't know if you were gonna set it up because I know you were gonna try to do Resident Evil today. So the Dual Shock version. It already gave you one issue. Yikes! Right, did you go with another Elgato, or did you go with like another, or did you go with an Avermedia? The one I got. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Avermedia. Yeah, this is the one I had. It's just a HD 60s, so it has a full HD 60 FPS pass through. The only reason I upgraded is because I needed a 4K pass through. But this one worked just fine. If you don't need a 4K pass through. Hey Void, how you doing today? Let me get a shout out for Void. You're not following Void. Void has been making her way through Silent Hill 2 OG. Work as well with your upscaler? Yeah. Yeah, so I'll make sure that I have all of the cables and stuff for this. But yeah, it was my old one. I just upgraded to the X, I think. It's like the X version because I just need, like I said, I just needed the getting to work on a case. Yeah, nice. I just needed the 4K pass through. 4KX, yeah, probably. I don't know. It's behind my computer and stuff where all my wires are. So I can't look at it right now, but yeah. Yeah, it's So yeah, I can send you that one if fingers crossed the one that you have is it works out for you and you can just get that working. But if it doesn't work, then I can send you this one and we can work off of that. But and even if this only works for a time, then gotta test the new one with the PS2 today, different resolutions and everything. For the reason the old tech just worked for me. Well, the thing is I think the reason why that is sometimes what happens is when it feeds an old signal into a new card, it tries to repurpose the signal. Like, I had that happen with... What was I doing? I think it was, like, the PS3. I had to... originally what I had to do is I had to feed the PS3 into a splitter into a card for it to read, because what was happening with the 4KX was it was making all of the pass-through pink. Like, when I passed it through to the monitor so I could see it, it was pink. But when I passed it through a splitter into the 4KX, it was fine. I don't know why that was happening. But for some reason, once I passed it through something else, it was fine. But if I passed it directly into the capture card, into the monitor, it was pink. No kidding. I don't know why. Like, it was basically like it was the signal, but it was just pink. There was like a pink like filter on it, basically. So I don't know. I think it's just the way that it I don't think newer cars anticipate you using older signals. I think that's what it is. I just think that's what it comes down to. Is it they're not set up for like component and like RCA signals, and when you try to pass that through without some sort of like other interpreter in between, it just goes, I don't know, make it yellow. And it's just like, why is it yellow? So I don't know, it's very strange. But the way I have my setup now, I don't have a problem with that, because basically what I have for my setup is I have all my RCA stuff goes through a it's like a 10 button RCA switch. Then the RCA goes into an RCA to HDMI converter, which then goes into an HDMI switch, which the HDMI switch then goes into an HDMI splitter, which goes to my monitor, and then the card goes to the computer. So the card is not sending a signal to my monitor. My monitor is getting a direct signal from the HDMI box, essentially. So I don't even let the card send the pass through. I get mine directly from that way. I don't get any delay, any capture card delay, because I have seen there's a lot of people that have noticed with newer cards, retro consoles are starting to get some delay. There was one guy, I think he was playing a Switch 2 game, and he was like, look at this delay, and he was like hitting the button, and you can see, like, visually see the Switch 2 delay, and people were like, it's your capture card. And he was like, no, I play games and there's no delay. They're like, it's your capture card. And he literally took it off and went and did a different type of pass through. And he was like, you guys are right. For some reason, the Switch 2 through the capture card was having like significant input lag. And it's interesting. I don't know what's up with some of these new capture cards. Yeah. Sometimes sending the signal through the capture card into a monitor or into whatever display device you use can cause input lag. So that's why I'm like, I'm not even doing that. The only thing that my capture card is doing is sending the signal to the stream. So what you guys see, and what's crazy too is I'll go ahead and move over here since we're about to do this. Let me turn off this. Give me just a second. Boop-a-doop. Just gonna do something. Oh, this. Turn this off as well. Also, something too is the Elgato that I use. You guys is actually darker than what I see. So, like, whenever I do this, I actually have to move this up to right about here for you guys to see what I see. It sets it to 128. I have to move it up to 165 just to emulate escape who has severe input lag, but that's like well known. Yeah. So yeah, but imagine like the Switch 2 like also having input lag. It was crazy. So, but yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's something. It's definitely something about. Hey there, Wise Man. How you doing today? Let me get you a shout out. I don't know. I don't know if you're currently streaming, but I'll shout you out anyways. Breath of Fire 3. Hopefully you're doing well. Go through Zero Wise Man a follow if you haven't already. I might have to turn this game up. I know we turned it down for doing a little hiatus from stream, but hey, I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I remember you said you were taking a hiatus. I didn't remember if you told me when that hiatus was up, so I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, you're never streaming ever again. So we always like shouting out our friends. All right. But yeah, it's something about new capture cards, man. They've been struggling with like older media. All right. So we've made it to the asylum, but we know they've been... I think I had to force limited color space to get the colors right. Very weird. Yeah. Like, even this. Like, this is very yellow, which is very strange to me, because, like, I don't even know. How do I get this to... no, that's not it. Okay, let's move this back. I didn't even notice this before. This is... Why is this so yellow? Huh. Very strange. But, anyways. You check my capture card for Switch soon. My problem is the delay, if I remember. Yeah, that's actually what we were talking about. Sometimes when you pass the signals through the capture card into like a monitor or a TV, sometimes it creates a delay. Super stickler for accurate colors on my displays as well from calibrating TVs, so got my teeth messing with this new stuff. Yeah, well that's the thing is like the colors that like you guys get and stuff it's just different than what I get sometimes, which is very strange because it's just like I don't even know. I guess I would have to go into like the actual like capture card settings to change that, but usually it's okay. This is the only time I've really seen a... Hey, there's our rabbit. Ah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I was wondering if we were going to see them. But, yeah, so what we were talking about earlier, Zero Wise Man, is I don't use pass-through from my card to see what I see, because sometimes it does cause that input lag. What I do is I actually use a splitter from where it comes from, because I have a switch. Not like the Switch console, but like an HDMI switch. So what it does, it sends out a signal that goes to a splitter, and one of the splitters goes to the card that goes to the computer so you guys can see it, and then the other one goes to the monitor so I can see it. So yeah, splitter. Yeah, splitters are very helpful. I highly recommend it. Also, that's your way around HDCP. So the PS3 and beyond, if they ever give you HDCP, you could just force it through a splitter, and that fixes the HDCP issue. There's a ways to turn it off on the consoles. The problem is it can still give you that error.
If it isn't what's her name from the idiot's ward.
Yeah, it's Alice, Uncle's prize lunatic.
The instruments are gruesome, but a hole in the head gives the troubles more space. Just the thing for your stone of madness. Good for seizures too, maybe.
So funny thing about this procedure.
I'm hearing you whinge about 'em.
So funny thing about the drilling in the head procedure. Originally that procedure was done because they were like, oh, we have to let the demons out. I'm not kidding. They believed drilling a hole into people's head would let the demons out. However, they actually ran across the idea that it did help people. The reason being is if you have intracranial pressure and you drill a hole, it actually relieves some of the pressure, right? So they actually ran into an actual medical reason to drill into people's head. Nowadays, there is a procedure where they will take a piece of the skull to relieve pressure. Obviously, it's done a lot better than just drilling into someone's head and, you know, damaging their brain. But yeah, this started out as like a really messed up procedure, but ended up stumbling into a really helpful procedure. But yeah, they used to drill in people's head because they believed that the demons were in their brain, so they would drill a hole to let the demons out, kind of like letting out steam of a teapot. It was very crazy. But then again,
Some mental conditions are relieved by bloodletting.
This one had
It
no
won't be
medical
effective
backing.
against your symptoms, but I am at the end of my tether, and these leeches need the work.
A baker's
Tray
dozen,
panning.
nurse.
Yes, it's called
Let
tray
me put
panning.
them on her.
No, me. I can make them
Or
hurt.
trepanning, if you say it fast enough. Bloodletting did not affect. There was no blood-borne illnesses that caused mental health. Also, there was a lot of categorically higher women put into asylums and stuff because the things that a lot of women were put into asylums for were things that were just them being independent or what were classified as stubbornness. Yeah, so neurosyphilis is interesting. So syphilis, you can't bloodlet syphilis out, right? Syphilis has to be cured by medication, which we do have the medication for now. But you can't bloodlet that out, right? So, but no, what ended up, if you've ever heard the term hysteria, it shares the same root as hysterectomy. That's because they're both in reference to women. So what they would do is they would diagnose women with hysteria, which basically was their way of just saying, you're a woman who does not fit into society, go to the asylum, you have hysteria, right? And it was a way of basically controlling women without giving them an official diagnosis, because hysteria is not, like, it wasn't really a diagnosis. It was just, hey, you're not following the social norms. There must be something wrong with you. Hey, Yukiane. Let me get you a shout out while we're here. Did you start your Fatal Frame stuff? I know you asked about Fatal Frame. Oh, it looks like you did. Nice. How are you liking it so far?
I know.
Which way's up and which way's down?
I was gonna say.
Your prayers.
There's Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Go to the lavatory.
Maddening.
Okay.
Yes, you are. But what am I?
I'll give
A
you.
present? You shouldn't. I've nothing for you.
Lord 1.
Enormous hearts, your worship. just a coxcomb. A cat.
There they are.
A Felix feline.
What cat? Where? Is the fox among the pigeons?
Tomorrow you'll start streaming and haven't. You're a little scared to play it. Fair enough. I really did like Maiden of Blackwater. Honestly, I liked all the Fatal Frames. I even liked 1, even though it's exceptionally difficult. I feel like 1 is very ruthless. If 1 was a little bit easier, I'd probably recommend it more. But it's just an untextured thing.
Come now, Alice. Am I not to be as much honored and obeyed as the Queen? Is that asking too much? I want what she wanted. Give yourself over to that. Trade the tentacles for the train. It's altogether a better ride. It's that or back to Rutledge.
Never a kind word or reward for services rendered. Don't I deserve a bit of luck? Don't piss on what's right known to me, I say. Brought you out.
Also, how's the audio? Is it too loud?
Go back on your own accord.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
You're a distant and stubborn child, too content in her own world. Young women need to leave their wonderlands. The real world is not so wonderful. You'll need to grow up. Perhaps some more time in care.
You look decent enough, but appearances deceive. I know you for an unstable and violent person. I can't say I'm surprised you've been incarcerated in the asylum again. A long stay under supervision would serve you right.
But yeah, go follow Yuki. Yuki is planning on streaming some Fatal Frame 5 very soon. I think this is just untextured. Yeah, this is untextured, because you can see the rendering issue there. Whenever you see this, the little game design thing, so you see this black line right here? This happens when geometry is not shaped correctly, so it doesn't render correctly, but this is just untextured. That means it doesn't have a texture on it, some sort of image or anything. So that's it. So you end up getting these weird rendering things here. Little fun behind the scenes stuff. Also, the geometry here is really messed up, but you're not supposed to look at that. Okay. Remnants of my memory. Oh, interesting. We're not in our Alice getup. We're in our normal street gear. Okay, I'm guessing we have to follow the street lamps. Yep, okay. Yep. I've played video games before.
Help, Alice! We need your help! Don't desert us! Again, don't ignore us!
Why do you suffer? The Queen's tyranny is just a memory. She has no power over you, does she?
Our enemies come and go, but now a new evil reigns, and this fiend's malevolence has eclipsed the conquered queens.
So we kind of put it together last time that the new fiend is basically the doctor who wants us to forget about the fire because he's the one who actually set it. Alice has been piecing together that the fire was not an accident, and the person who wants us to forget has been the doctor the whole time, and he locked, like, our sister's door was locked, which she never locks it, and she would have known another way out. So the fact that the thing went down the way that it did means that someone did this on purpose. And there's a lot of people that want us to forget and move on. The doctor being the foremost person on that. So. The dollhouse. Oh, this is a cool dress. I like that one. Alright. Missed. So we should have enough time to wait for it to come back around. Oh. It's like cafe waitress dress. It's pretty. Yeah, all of her dresses kind of have this like long style like this. It's just they all also change their like color and appearance. Like the skull on the back of this is a doll now instead of a skull. Oh, okay, I can just make that jump. All right, we gotta be. Can I shoot that? No. Just making sure we don't miss anything. Go that way, obviously. Collect the bottle. There's a bottle back that way. Yeah, we already got that. What's this? Train and a weird looking face. Can do this. Ground that. Nice. Oh, okay. I see. We need this to be up, right? Right? Yes, okay. So now we just went into a big circle, I think. Yeah, okay. Because this is where we started. Okay, so we need to be up there. So we need to go as fast as we can. There we go. There we go. Okay, we can spring there. Ah, to get a memory.
As beloved toys are to children, children often are to grown-ups. Objects of fancy and imagination, and eventually
Save
discarded.
us. Okay, we can go through there. Bottle over there. Okay, how much do we need for the upgrade? 775. Okay. Doing well as well. Had a biscuit and quesadilla. Quesadilla. There's still it's always funny to me because I listen where people like legitimately will say it like that, and I'm like, you know, maybe just maybe a little bit of culture, friend. They look like that because oh. Yeah, I've only seen that movie like once, I think. Can I make that? I can probably make that jump. I've heard someone pronounce it like that, and I've been saying tortilla like that as a joke ever since. Ah, okay. Make yourself a dang quesadilla. Maybe that's where it came from. Maybe some people are not just... I don't know, like I said, I've just had some people, like, legitimately say it like that, and I'm like... Who knows? Maybe they're just referencing that joke. As long as they don't say, oh, fajita, instead of fajita. Hey, Jabberwock. Oh, that's like the original. So, this is actually the original drawing. I'm pretty sure the original drawing of the Jabberwocky from the original Alice story. If you've never seen that, the one she slays with the Vorpal blade. Very cool. What in all the tomorrow is the Jabberwocky? So that is the creature that Alice slays in Wonderland in the old stories. We actually fight that in, well, we fight a version of that in the first game.
Seek and ye shall find, they say, but they don't say what you'll find.
The old Alice lore is long forgotten. I mean, not if you like Alice. Because there's Through the Looking Glass. And okay. Hold on just a second. Try to... I've got to deal with this guy. Alright. And Alice uses the Vorpal blade to slay the Jabberwocky. That's actually this knife we're using. That's the Vorpal blade. The whole, like... There's the crazy kids.
The unstable are more than merely mad. They have other parts. The Dollmaker will deprive them of what remains of their deranged...
In case you forgot this was a horror game.
I know their pain. I would assist, but is sanity required for the job?
A limited quantity. You're not mad enough to be rejected. You're like them. Of them, in a way, but not them. I should say not us. For I'm them, but you're on your way. The way is clearly marked.
I believe I know that way, and I'd rather not travel further along it.
He's here, you dimwit. Get inside.
Doll girl. Ah, she has little screws in her back. Oh, she's also got a heart. Okay. Frogs away. Interesting. But yeah, there's the Jabberwocky and there's like Through the Looking Glass. I don't think they're the same story, but they do have a little bit of overlap. And the Jabberwocky is the story of Alice defeating the Jabberwocky with the Vorpal Blade. And the Vorpal Blade actually became a fantasy trope, so it shows up in things like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. It's the blade that can essentially kill everything, but that is the knife that you see her using in this game. So you see right there, it says Vorpal Blade. But it is the blade that can basically kill anything. And became a trope fantasy. So you, like I said, you could see it in all sorts of media, but it was established in the Alice lore way back when. So, a little bit of fun facts for you there. Yeah, I set that up there. Is that a thing we can shoot? No. Okay, that's just set dressing, I guess. Just like a lollipop. Weird lollipop. I saw there was a gingerbread wall. Here it is. She didn't know that it was a trope. Now I think of it as idea. Yeah. Yeah, the Vorpal Blade being a blade that can kill anything. Does appear in other forms of media. There is also, like, a lot of people don't know about, a lot of people know about Wizard of Oz, but a lot of people do not know about Return to Oz, which also has another trope that appears in other forms of media, including the Castlevania series. There is a character called, Camilla, I believe is her name. Now, it's interesting because the character referenced in that is actually a misspelling. So they try to reference one character and they end up referencing somebody else in Castlevania. In Return to Oz, there is a woman who steals the head of other women because she wants to be the most beautiful. So whenever there's a woman that's more beautiful, she steals their head so that she can put it as her own and be the most beautiful. That gets referenced in earlier Castlevanias. However, the reason why that gets referenced is because it's actually a misspelling of Carmilla, which was arguably the first written down version of a vampire in media. However, it wasn't the first novelization. The first novelization was Dracula. So Carmilla was actually a female vampire, and it was written in they used to do these things in the newspaper where you would basically send in a short story. So Carmilla was a female vampire whose power was basically she was a seductress of other women, and she basically fed on other women, right? So because of a mistranslation in Castlevania, they put Camilla, which was a reference to the Return to Oz character, which is the lady that pulls the head off. So in Castlevania, when you see the flying head, it's a reference to that character. However, if you play if you look when we played Vampire Hunter D, which is in our on our YouTube, we actually meet Carmilla, which is the female vampire, and later gets referenced in later games of the Castlevania series as the female vampire. But technically that was the first written version of a vampire. It just wasn't novelized because it was a short story, not a novel. So that's why Dracula technically got more well known, is because it was a full book versus a short story. But a little bit of history for you there. But yeah, there's a lot of stories that like a lot of people don't know because they didn't get as popular stories. So like Alice in Wonderland obviously got more popular than the shorter story of the Jabberwocky, even though the Jabberwocky had a trope that would later get used in fantasy in the Vorpal Blade. So there you go. There's your little bit of literary knowledge for you. Alice Books Collection, yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff in literature that's referenced.
Now you've heard it.
There's a lot of cool stuff that gets referenced in literature that a lot of people don't know about, and it's always cool to learn that stuff. Because you can, it helps you learn where, authors and creators get their inspiration from. So but it's interesting too, because there was, I think the idea behind this game was actually the idea that Alice did go insane when she was telling the story, these stories of Wonderland, and that's how we end up, getting this interpretation of Wonderland. Okay. But in different versions is how you get different. Can I get up there? But another more sad fact about this game series is EA unfortunately canceled the third game. There was supposed to be a third game called Alice Asylum that EA canceled, and with that cancellation, American McGee, who is the one who basically created the idea of this game, or this game series, said that they would not be returning if EA decided to uncancel it, essentially. So if we do eventually get a third Alice game, there is a high likelihood it will not be within the vision of American McGee. So, which is unfortunate, but understandable to a degree. It's never fun when a corporation tells you, you can't make a thing, and then tries to go back on that. But it was supposed to be called Alice Asylum. Oh, this looks fun. Oh, okay. I was not expecting to instantly die by touching that. But I guess that makes sense, because otherwise you could just, like, boost through it. Okay. Guessing this is gonna move this platform. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Now that platform's gonna flip, right? Welcome back from ads. Yep. Let's say there's no reason why they would do that if there wasn't something up here, so. Like, I do hope
Proofs are
that...
legion. Every creature has a purpose. It is my sacred duty to fit every young person to a calling, be it for ornament or use. Read your history. Read your mythology.
I do hope we do get a third game, and I do hope that they just give the rights to American McGee, and McGee is able to go back and make a third one that they wanted to make, but if they've decided to, you know, not be on the project anymore, I understand that as well. Because I do think this game has a very... I love when things take, like, established mediums and, like, twist them in certain ways. Because I do think there's really, like, really cool ideas that can have, like, really fun, like, twisted ways of dealing with them. Okay, we can take both of the arms out like that. And, like... Like, I'm saying that kind of as a horror fan, because I do think there's some really cool concepts that could do some, like, horror versions of stuff, but, like, also just as... like a fan of media, I think we've seen a lot of examples of games and media that just take like a twisted version of something. Always wanted... Oh, sorry. I'm on a timer here. Let me get over here and then I'll read that. Always wanted McFarlane Oz figures. Oh! I wanted to ask you, Leave. Have you seen... There's a PS2 game. What's it called? Hold on. Speaking of McFarlane, it's a PS2 game I stumbled on. McFarlane's Evil Prophecy. Have you heard of that game? What are your thoughts on it? If you've played it or at least seen it. Okay, there's a bounce on the left. Cake on the right. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. It's one room. Okay. Just making sure we don't miss anything. I think I've played it, but I know over to the cover art. Okay. Another bottle. How many bottles are we sitting at? 4 of 13. Okay. I hear a pig snout. Looks like it's over there. Wait. Okay, we can go up there. Another bottle. Oh, I heard a pig snout. I did. It's like on the other side of this wall. Yeah, it's on the other side of this wall. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I was looking into some like more obscure games, and that one like popped up, and I'm like, I wonder if that game's any good. And okay. I see. I was wondering, I was like, is there any reason we don't want to ride that up? The answer is no. There's a lot of games that, like, I've seen, like, I don't know, there's some games that are like, oh, this game, you know, got popular or whatever, that game got popular. Then there's certain games that, like, I hear, like, no one talk about, and I'm like, I wonder why that is. Like, some of them I'm guessing are just not good. But, like, some of them I just wonder if, like, people have, like, legitimately just not played. And I'm always curious about those. Okay, so the pig snout's probably over there to the right. I don't know why I jumped, waited for that thing to swing to jump. Oh, pump your base up. There we go. Oh, you've got... There's so much back there. Yeah, there's like... I was looking it up. There's like 4,000 or something like that, like, PS2 games, and I was like, oh... I didn't realize there was so many PS2 games. Okay. Ow. Okay, now you're dead. Similar now, I feel like people plays like 20 horror games in rotation. That's what's so crazy to me. I was thinking about that the other day. It's crazy that you bring that up because I was thinking about that, right? I was like, you know, there's so many like PS2, PS1 era like games out there. And then I was thinking about that, it's like, you know, there's actually like a lot of like indie horror games and just like horror games in general, or just games in general, really. And like so much stuff to play. And then like I was like, but there's just so many people that play like 3 games. Like that's just all they play. And I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do that, man. Like, obviously, it's you know, each person of their own, right? Like, if all they want to play is 3 games, and that's what makes them happy, do it, man. Do what makes you happy. Life is too short to do anything else. I will never fault anybody for doing what makes them happy. Also, did you notice that the pig nose is on the doll face? You see it right there? That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. I like that. Like, yeah, do what makes you happy, but like, it's just crazy to me because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, there are so many games out there. I could never just like play like 3 games. Like I want to experience all the stuff, man. There's just so much cool stuff out there. There's indie games, there's horror games, there's, you know, we have like who watch one new show a year, watch it's always something over and over again. Well, I mean, there's also like comfort games and like comfort shows and stuff like that. New bands, nope, I'm gonna listen to the same 3 bands, yeah. And again, that's no like.
It's not half of it. It can be a persuasive teacher, strict mind, demanding.
And that's no shot at people that do that again. If that's what makes you happy, do what makes you happy. I will never fault for people for doing what makes them happy. It's just, but man, I just can't be me, man.
One life is your allotment. Please be more careful with the carving knife.
Be careful with the carving knife. The Vorpal blade. There you go. Because I was just like, I've been looking through like a lot of retro games, and like one thing that I found out that was really interesting is like, because I was doing pricing on like the Resident Evil games, for example, like the physical Resident Evil games. And I'm like, man, some of the Resident Evil games are like super cheap versus like the Silent Hill games, which are not very cheap. And I was like, that's really interesting given how popular Resident Evil was. And I was like, I think I know why that is. It's because Resident Evil was so popular that they just made so many of them, whereas Silent Hill was less popular, so there's probably not as many of them. Also, retro collecting is a little weird because sometimes the market price goes up because people are just like, this is going to have more value because we say so. And it's just like, why? Which is really stupid. I hate retro. I hate the retro market. I really do. Because it keeps so many people out because the prices are so stupidly high for stupid things. It's like Kuon. Like, I love Kuon. Kuon is not no game is worth $1,200. Just straight up. No game is worth $1,200. I don't care what that game is. Like, there will never be a day where I go, yeah, this game's worth $1,200. Never. Never in a million years. Thought I heard another pig snout. Sorry. People want to watch Marvel movies, yeah. Again, like, but do what makes you happy, but man, could not be me. There's a lever we need. That's the stuff I playing ain't worth 12. Ah, there's our lever. But yeah, I was looking, like, there's a game that I'm actually really excited to play. Like, I was looking at it. It was a super cheap game. I think it was like $10, maybe a little bit more than that. I won't spoil what it is, but there was a game I got. It was a PS3 game, and I looked at it. I was like, this actually has a really cool premise and aesthetic. It might be garbage. I'll be honest. I haven't seen it too much about it because I didn't want to spoil it. It might be garbage. It's like an action, kind of like a third-person action game. And believe it or not, and this might spoil it, so I'm sorry if this spoils it for you. It uses the motion controls of the controller of the PS3. So, like, but I would look at it, I was like, this has a really cool aesthetic and everything. I was like really into like what it was selling. And I've just heard no one talk about it. And it's not like horror. It's like weird, right? Like it's like a horror adjacent. Don't play. No. It's not Heavenly Sword. No. Heavenly Sword is not. I wouldn't classify that as horror adjacent. This is more like horror adjacent. Like what you like, but I feel it's been done a million times. Found myself tired of the formula. Horror fiction has always brought us great new stuff.
If it is findable.
Time before you said horror, yeah. I was trying to finish the sentence, but yeah, no, it's not Heavenly Sword. Although, I'll be honest, I've never played Heavenly Sword, and I don't think that game would. I've not heard anybody actually complain about the game. Also, we have enough for our final upgrade. Hobby horse. I believe when the final upgrade, this looks like the spicy horse, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it's a unicorn. Never mind. I thought there was a skin for this that looks like the spicy horse, which is the company that made this. Back to work. Hey, arm to the teeth. The achievement for upgrading all your weapons. I'll be lurking. All right. Hopefully work goes well. Hey, D-Man. Thank you for stopping by. There's a DualShock puzzle that is a nightmare. Oh, okay. No. I'm not talking about Heavenly Sword. No. No, it's a different game. Oh, I did not realize that swing was right in front of me. Oh, this is going to be a fun section. Okay, what does this do? Okay, just puts a platform here. So, oh, hi there. Hello? Why is my gun not coming out? My thing is not shooting. There we go. That was very strange. It wasn't shooting. That's why I was just standing there. Okay. Put this here. Wait. Jump. Okay, I hear the pig snout. Sounds like it's above me. By the way, one thing we learned later on is that you can actually deflect these guys as missiles back at them, and that'll... Okay, well, we don't need teeth anymore, but... How do I think I can maybe use this vent. I use this to maybe jump. Get in here. Oh, is it hidden pig nose? Oh. Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. I don't know if I've ever heard of that game. Ah, okay. It's a hidden thing. Got it. Is it? Oh, it's right there. I'm just. What is Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom about? I don't really need teeth anymore. They don't do anything for us. I don't think. Yeah, no. So. Oh, okay. I was wondering, I was like, why can I not just use the slide? I can't. Huh. Oh, okay, I see. That's what we want to do. Eee! And that's why that guy showed up. And we're gonna jump, jump. Oh no, it's another sliding puzzle. But a game about a kid that makes a monster friend and he helps with puzzles and stuff. Kind of platform adventure. Might need to look into that one. It's called what? Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. Huh. Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of that. Are you, okay. It's one of the 6 out of 10 games I love. I mean, it can't be any worse than Grabbed by the Ghoulies, right? No comment. You know what's interesting? Because, like, you've been playing the Zelda games, and I was thinking about it last night. I was like, you know, puzzle adventure games is just not a vibe that I thought you would like. So, like, you playing the Zelda games has been interesting, because I was like, you know, I don't think you play a lot of puzzle games. But then again, I don't think I've ever seen you play a lot of puzzle games, so... Which is interesting because they're built into the Silent Hill franchise, which I know we both love, right? So, because puzzles are just like inherent to the Silent Hill games. We need 1 or 2 more. I don't really any of my puzzles usually surrounded by horror. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, I don't I feel like I've seen you play a lot of just puzzle games. Cause I love puzzle games. Like puzzle is one of the things that I actually, you know, started out playing the Myst games, which are definitively puzzle games. One of the most well-known puzzle game franchises. I love puzzle games. But the only reason why I take a break from those is because sometimes when I play puzzle games, I mean when anybody streams puzzle games, they have that problem where some people in chat will be like, I figured it out, and then they get very frustrated when you don't figure it out as quickly as they do. And it's like, you gotta give me a little bit. I'm not sometimes I'm not as fast as you are. Siberia 1 and 2, I think. Oh, okay. I haven't played the Siberia games. Those games are expensive now. Well, at least the console versions. They're basically pennies on the dollar on GOG. Hey, Stray, how you doing today? Okay. Alright, we are missing, I think, 2 cubes. But I don't know how to get to them. Finally get a splinter out of your finger? Congrats! Splinters are no fun. Oh, there's just a button here. I'm just a dingus. Good horror puzzle game is Still Life, yeah. Oh, you mean Still Life the game. I thought you meant it's life as in, like, the game. Never mind. I read that completely wrong. Ah, okay, so that is timed. Yeah, the game's Still Life. I don't know why people plant bushes with thorns. Well, if they're rose bushes, it's because they like roses. That's usually why they do that, Stray. Oh god, I hate sliding puzzles so much, dude. Okay. What happened? I didn't do 24 moves that quickly? It, like, reset randomly. There's no way I did 24 moves that quickly. Look, I ever streamed a platformer, and for years I played, like, every movie tie-in was released. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna reset that. Apparently I did use the 24 moves. Okay. How do I do this? Okay, this has to go down. This has to go left. This needs to go here. Up. This. That goes there. That goes there. That goes up. That goes over. There we go. Ugh. Hate sliding puzzles. They're the weakest type of puzzle, and they're the most annoying. Whoa! That is a name for an enemy. I was not expecting that as the name of that enemy, but, you know, I guess it makes some sense. Yeah, that's that enemy's name. Sure is. And that's why I say I'm family friendly, even when the game isn't. Your nickname in high school? I think it's a lot of people's nickname. Oh, man. Hell, it's a lot of people's nickname right now. Okay, that's a glitch. Okay, spinning around and go. Nope. A little early. Okay. Round. Okay, mushroom plus. Hello? Come on. Alright. Okay, as soon as it starts moving backwards. We can go that way, but we need to... Nice try. Okay, it wants us to go that way. There's a memory here.
There's a tool for every task. Even the humble funnel has a special job. How would you get gin from a barrel into a bottle?
Okay, before we go that way, let's go this way. Oh, this looks fun. The hell is that? It's like a Jack in the Box.
Looks like a perfect fit, and I'm a perfect judge. Time to put your new noggin to use.
Oh. I guess I was supposed to go this way? Oh. Okay. There? I don't need teeth, I just need to get to the end. We've already maxed out all our weapons, so... Nice. Take care, y'all. Going for some TV series. What? Are you an actor? Oh, you're gonna watch some TV. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah. Have a good time, D-Man. Never mind. Never mind, we'll see all you later. Alright. Let's try this again. By the way, this is very weird to control because, like, the thing is not perfectly spherical, so it kind of bounces around a little bit. And then the camera does weird things. Oh, I can adjust the camera. Never mind. I didn't realize I could move the camera. Before I went in these sliding sections, I couldn't. Watch, yes. English not... Okay. I was just like, what? English is better than mine. Yeah, I was just curious. I was just... Like, if you were doing something cool, I wanted to make sure we shout that stuff out. We'll always live when our friends are doing cool stuff, so... Okay, so we missed out on... We missed out on some stuff back there. That's unfortunate. That's fine. Again, we're just trying to play through the game. We're not trying to 100% it. Oh, now we get to slide. Oop, that's painful. Whee! Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Oh, I hear a pig snout. It says it's up there. Is it like up there? Or... Oh, it's probably this. Okay, so we need to go this way. Spikes. That way, okay.
I was required to identify your family in the Oxford morgue. Your sister was completely recognizable. Can't say the same for your parents.
Okay. Don't get stuck. Oh. Fell down. Go down here. Guessing that's a bad hole, so we're not going to go there. Okay, he got crushed to death. Go here, shrink, go there, okay. So we need to go this way. I'm guessing we need to go back that way. That. Okay, we got another button to push there. Okay, so we can go there. What's down this way, though? There's a bottle. So a bottle here. How do we get to that bottle? There's a lever. You need a new sub now to use the Pokemon Home? And Pokemon gonna be able to... What do you mean? Oh, are you talking about you have to upgrade your subscription to use the Pokemon Home thing now? That sucks. Does sound like corporate greed though, so seems on brand for basically every corporation ever. Not paying Nintendo any more than you have to. I completely understand that. Okay. That was weird. Oh, I see. It goes down, and then it half goes down. Yeah. This one does the same thing. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Okay. So, we do this. We do this. Pull the lever. How do we get that? Ah, okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the Animal Crossing announcement. Once they do that, maybe I'll pick up a Switch too, but until then, I'm good. Stick with my, I'll stick with my Switch 1. Didn't hear. Oh, they haven't announced it. That's what I'm saying. They haven't announced an Animal Crossing. Once they do, then I'll look into a Switch 2. But until then, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I expect it to be coming Christmas. Like, I expect their big announcement to be like, hey, by the way. Because they, like, again, the Animal Crossing on the Switch 1 kind of was the thing that sold so many of their consoles. Like, it makes zero sense for them not to make a Animal Crossing for the Switch 2. Like, it makes zero sense for them not to do that. Okay, we could just go this way. That's just leaving so much money on the table, and Nintendo's not. Probably next year, I think Pokemon is. Yeah, you think A to Z, but A to Z comes out like next month, right? No, A to Z comes out in October. I don't think A to Z is going to be their holiday game. A to Z comes out in October. Everything would have me a BAC. Yeah, same. Very much the same. Okay. I guess it wants me to go that way. What does it say that way? Yeah, it says me to put it on that platform, so I'm gonna put it on. Oh, actually, it tells me both platforms. What's that down there? Oh, it's just the way back up. Okay. See the GameCube title getting back compatibility online or something? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, this is gonna be kind of difficult. I think what I'm gonna need to do is actually like push this one down some. To go to this one. Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. Oh, wait a second. I'm a dingus. I had to sell my GameCube. Oh, that sucks. There's a platform right there that we can use. That's what I was missing. What was it? It was too far on that one. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that again. Let's let this come back. This is a little difficult. In order to get to that one, I have to jump off this one, hit this, turn around, grab that, go over there, jump there. It's a little bit of a difficult platforming section for me. Because I have to do this, jump here, turn all the way around, jump, dash, jump. Yeah, okay. That didn't work that time. God, I hate when that happens. Sometimes you don't get forward momentum because of how the boosts work. It's very inconsistent sometimes. Because you have to, like, jump into it and then jump out of it. It's like I have to go like that. Dang it! Hate this. Hate when it doesn't do what I want it to do. Because when you do the float, it doesn't give you forward momentum, right? It doesn't give you forward momentum. It actually stops. Like you don't float forward like a lot of games. Like you don't go like this, right? You go like that. You when you hit the jump, like your jump gives you forward momentum, but when you float, it actually does like this. It floats down like this at this angle. It doesn't float straight out. So that's the problem. So I think our best bet is actually to ride this down Wait till it gets to the bottom, use that mushroom to go up, and then... and then do this? See? And then sometimes you catch on the ledge like that, which is really annoying. But yeah, that's what we have to do, basically. Because we need to get onto that ledge to get onto that one. You see how that float just took me almost straight down? That's what I'm talking about. It's really bad. It's really bad. Because I think ideally it just wants me to go that way, but I want to see what's over there, right? Like, there's a reason why they're making it this difficult to do. Although progress is probably over there, honestly. Oh, come on. It ate my jump input. I hit the jump and she just, like, stood there like this. Oh, man, we had it that time. Also, there is a memory over on the left over there. Over there? Hold on a second.
Undergraduates waiting for a word from Papa. Might I hold the tea cosy, sir? Might I pour, sir? Bunch of toadies.
Maybe I'm missing something in here? Yeah, no, okay. So this is legitimately just a dead end. You have to go that way. Can I throw that onto there? See, the problem is I can't, like... You can throw it on from this side. You've got to be kidding me. I was doing it the very difficult way. Leave it to me. See, that's another problem I have with puzzle games, is I overcomplicate the puzzles. I make the puzzles 100% harder than they need to be. Because the way I was doing it, you could, in theory, do. It's just... you do not have to do it that way. Oh, I did not expect that platform to move. Thankfully, I landed it. Alright. Alright. Looks like it says pepper grinder over there. So that means we probably need to go over there. Yep. Yep, because I can totally see what's going on there. Oops, that's fast. Let's see what's going on down here. This looks like it's just teeth and stuff. Which again, we don't need any more teeth. There's nothing else to upgrade. Okay. Making sure there's nothing else hidden around here. See those platforms over there. We'll go over here. Yes, but not this way. Huh. Yep. Okay. Okay, can you stop showing me stuff? I need to get out of here. Well, that's a glitch. Stuck in the falling animation. Okay. So those spikes went down. And those are those platforms that we saw from over there. That phone vibrating? I don't know. Hey, welcome in, Sky Cakes, right into the party at 8. How you doing today? Let me go ahead and get you a shout out, see what you were doing today. Oh crap, we got ads right as that happens. I apologize. Dang ads. Welcome in, Sky Cakes, playing the Unholy Priests. Unholy Priest. Sorry, I thought I saw an extra S there. Unholy Priest. I'm doing well. What is Unholy Priest about? Sorry about ads. Apparently they hit just as you guys were coming in. How are you doing today? Welcome in. If you don't know who I am, I'm Massive Games. We play a variety of games here on the channel, mostly horror, mostly retro, but a little bit of variety here and there. If you can see me, hello. If you can't with ads, it's basically a sim where you run a graveyard. Nice. I do apologize for ads. If you can, if you can hear me. If you can't, they'll be done in a few minutes here, but I do appreciate it. But welcome in. Super fun and goofy. Interesting. The Unholy Priest. Like Graveyard Keeper? I don't know. That's interesting, yeah. Yeah, so like Graveyard, have you played Graveyard Keeper before, Sky Cakes? It's kind of like Stardew, but you maintain a graveyard. Which, if you've not played Graveyard Keeper, I highly recommend Graveyard Keeper. I love Graveyard Keeper. But the Unholy Priest, interesting. But welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you had a lot of fun over there with Sky Cakes. Yeah, if you don't take care of the grave, they'll come out of the grave and haunt you. No, I haven't. Sounds good. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I do recommend Graveyard Keeper if you haven't played it. But anyways, if you guys need a raid to run for any reason, go get you some food, go get you some water, or if you just need to go take a nap, please just throw us a follow and go do whatever you need to do. We do stream Sunday through Friday, so you can catch us whenever is applicable, but do take care of yourself. Your health, mental and physical health is very, very important, so we do appreciate all the support, but gonna drop a lurk. I do appreciate that. Please do take care of yourself. I do appreciate the raid, and thank you for bringing your community over here. I do really appreciate it. Now we're going to get back to some more Alice Madness Returns. Right now we are in the Doll Maker's Domain. Trying to make our way through this twisted landscape. Okay, so it only goes out to there. Got it. I don't know why I jumped as if that platform was gonna magically just... Yeah. I think it's gonna put me back. I don't know. That was a bad idea to jump there. I need to wait till it starts heading back this way. Go. Go here. Welcome back from ads. If you came over from the raid, I do apologize for ads. It just happened as soon as you guys got here. But welcome in again. I am Master Games. We play a variety of games here on the channel. Mostly horror, mostly retro. If you came over from the raid, but you need a raid run for any reason, just throw us a follow and catch us when you can. But please do take care of yourself. Do appreciate the support nonetheless. And I hope you had fun over there with Sky Cakes. I don't know why I'm breaking these things, getting more teeth like I need teeth. We've already upgraded everything. Guess it's just a habit. I say that's gonna close behind me, isn't it? Okay, down. Down. Alright, what am I gonna have to fight? The doll. I read that. Okay, what does that say? You grab food and binge watch trash TV. Alright. Have a good day straight. I do appreciate you coming through, as always. Please do take care of yourself. Enjoy your TV, whatever you decide to watch there. Heartburn, got it. Easy peasy. Break that. It did show us this one all the way over here, though. It's a memory. Nice.
Damaged people feed on the emotions of others, Alice. Their strengths and weaknesses.
Interesting thing coming from you there, Doctor.
Threats, promises, and good intentions don't amount to action.
It's true. Okay, so once we open this star thing, maybe we can go through there. Ah, yes, you can see it's a little maze there. It says the levers right there. It's over here. By the way, if you didn't notice, there's a 666 above that door right there. It's the devil's door. At least that's the assumption they want me to make. Oh, okay, those do go down. I was like, are those gonna go down, or am I just gonna... I guess I don't need to be small for that. Grab the bottle. Okay, I can't touch that board whatsoever. Got it. We're just testing some things here. I was wondering, okay, that does have spikes on the other side. Okay, these are... It's like a rat in a maze. Okay. Okay, and there's another one over here. There we go. That'll move that. Then I need to get on another platform and go over that way. Wait for these to go down. Drink in here. And this will open that final door above. Convenient. And we're gone. Don't underestimate drifting room. Oh, another sliding section. Gotta be careful, these puddles do a whole flower's worth of damage. Well, I jumped way too early. Yeah, I'm saying that is far too early. Some of these jumps you gotta let the momentum of the slide send you, and then you have to jump and do that. It's very strange. Hello? There's a baby on a fishing hook? I don't know what that means, but it doesn't seem pleasant. Gonna try to save Beeler. Alright. Hopefully you get some rest. What does this do? Oh, okay. That's what I'm... Well, I'm not gonna have to redo this. Okay. That was a very quick failure because I slid straight off the thing. I don't know why that happened. I threw the thing and she just slid. Got stuck on a corner. Wow, this is getting a little bit more glitchy as the level's gone on. Okay. I don't know why I didn't catch that wind that time. God, I hate when it does this weird inconsistency thing. Like, you saw me go straight through that boost, and it was just like, nah. See, and it does it again. Just does that stupid not jumping correctly thing. Where did it put me? See, it wants me to go here. See, I don't know why it does that. I don't understand that. Why when you're floating, it just goes and like just makes you go straight down. It's just, it's not a float, it's a plummet. It's just so irritating. Because like most games, when you float, you have like a pretty like good trajectory forward, but this one, it's just like, no, you're gonna go straight down. See, look at that. Look how fast I go down. It's just, it's so bad. I don't know why it's set up like that. See, and then I'm supposed to jump here, and then jump here, see, and then that's just too high. Really, really poorly designed. I've mentioned it before when we were doing this. These vents, the way that these vents work in this game is actually categorically worse than the way they work in the first game. Because the way they work in the first game, they work basically like platforms. So they'll push you to the top and then it like flattens out. Here they're like curved. So if you get near like the edge of them, you actually start falling early. It's very weird. They're not very well designed. It's weird that, you know, the older game actually handled it better. What am I getting stuck on? Okay, there's a pig snout down there. Oh, it's a ball. Okay. So, what do we need to do here? Okay, that'll go there, and then we'll jump. Where does that need it to go? Okay, I see. That's where that needs to go. So, we do this. Sometimes I get stuck on geometry too. This level has been notoriously. Oh god. This area has been notoriously bad for me, getting stuck on the lips of like edges and stuff. I don't know why. I think it's because just how they just like have designed these like blocks, these planes. I've been getting stuck on more and more edges of things like that. Okay, mice with glasses on. Nice. Crush, crush, crush. I didn't even touch anything. Nothing was there. Scissors, nice. Okay. Go this way. Now I'm gonna have to actually platform on them. Yep. Listen, as soon as I jump, you're gonna unstick yourself, so I'm not gonna fall over that trick.
Saving Wonderland means saving yourself.
Yes, we already know that. We said that earlier. Yeah, so we can't stay on these platforms because they'll cut us. And that one will stab us. Okay, fight time. Or maybe not. There we go. Well, yeah, let's say we're gonna have to fight something, right? Oh, you get a stomp attack. Okay, okay. Okay. I need you to show your face. Please. Please. Stop wasting my time. God, I... Okay, that... Alright. Push the down button. Yikes. It's not that it's difficult, it's just the camera doesn't interact. So this doesn't work like a lot of other targeting systems, where if you have something targeted and you flick the stick, that it like moves the camera. That's how you change enemy types, but it doesn't move the camera when you change enemy types or enemy like locks, right? It locks the camera in this position. So if I'm locked on an enemy in this position, even if I switch enemies, the camera does not move. So if I'm facing the back of an enemy and I change enemies, I'm always facing the back of that enemy. So I have to unlock, move the camera, and then lock back in. So that's one thing you fight with the combat of this is just the fact that you have to like lock, unlock, just to move the camera around. Because if you try to move the camera, all you're going to do is switch enemies. And if there's no enemies to switch to, it's not going to do anything. So...
annihilate what threatens to destroy you.
Yeah, there's a Radula room over there. We definitely missed a bunch of those, because we're like in the third area, and this is the first one we're finding.
There's no time to waste. There's no time at all.
And survive the passage of time. That's not what I wanted to do. Get rid of these things, we should be fine. This is just a thing we have to survive. It's not. I just need to. Just need to play Ring Around the Rosie. There we go.
Come, Alice, don't dawdle. You've already missed the train.
Alright, what is this? Nice. What the hell happened there? I just like fell over. Okay. Oh, cannonball that? Wait, what's going on right now? Much better at fighting those now. Can we jump over here? Nope. Then why does it look like that? Ugh. Okay. What does that do? You know, I have a interesting idea here. So if I do this, right, and then I do this, can this head turn while I'm in it? No, it doesn't let you. Oh, maybe it does. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't really let you do anything, it doesn't look like. Looks like you can get up there. I can. This also doesn't let you do anything, it doesn't look like. Okay. I just wanted to check. We need to get to that platform anyway, so... Well then, how? Hold on. Oh, they stay for a little bit. Okay. I was like, how am I supposed to do this thing? So I need to do this to do that. And then I need to do this. Jump in here. Do that. Oh. Nope. Okay, so once it goes off of this one, I need to put it on the other one. I walked off the ledge, so it thought I wanted to double jump. Do that. There we go. Oh. It's loading something. Port something. Resistance. Oh, this is where the kids were. So we've circled back around. We can only dodge so much there, friend. Again, I don't know why I'm picking up teeth like I need them, but... Double kill. We need to go into this space, which is definitely not an analogy for something. Alright, before we go in there, though, I need to use the restroom. I will be right back. Okay, okay. Let's get into this. Trying to. God, the dodge is also messing me up here. Dodge! Dodge the right, dodge the left. Do the thing I'm telling you to do. Okay. You switch, thank you. Okay, nice. Alright, let's check everything before we pull that lever. Let me get all these roses. Pull the lever. Some more stuff over here. Again, we don't really need more teeth. I'm gonna collect them anyway. Huh. Yes. Okay.
No melody should soothe this outrage.
Guess we just played that.
remaking children. Build them up, tear them down, refashion them. Teach them the new, forget the old.
I guess that's who the doll maker is? Huh. The dollhouse. Looking glass railway. Looks like we can go that way. We definitely want to go this way. There's another Radula room over here. And this will give us another rose. Oh, nice. Oh, well, that's not where we're supposed to go. I guess that's one way to do it. Oh, that didn't work. Oh wow, you have to do this whole section? Fully charged cannon did Jack Diddley. There we go. No, I didn't do that before. Oh, come on, man. I keep forgetting you can rotate the camera when you're in this view.
Perfect.
What? Don't know why she just decided to jump off the platform there, but sure. That's fine. It took us back where we wanted to be, so. I hear a pig snout. Probably up there. Where's the big snout? Okay. I didn't want to do that, but... I guess I'll just do this. Okay. That was strange. I hit the button to make it go the... I don't know. I can do what I don't know. This is annoying. Wow, this is so finicky. Okay. Okay. Okay, apparently I don't go that way. Oh, there's a wall there. It literally just like moved right in front of me as soon as I went to fire. I guess I have to go off when the dotted line is. No, because the dotted line clips through the thing. Got it. No, okay. This section is interesting, but it's probably my least favorite so far. Feels very, like, Donkey Kong Country-esque, but, like, not as fluid feeling. I legitimately can't see where I was going there. I'm guessing I'm supposed to go all the way up that wall, but... Try to skip as much of this slide as I can. Cool, I got 2 of these. Hey, this is what I was talking about the camera. I have to, like, let go of the lock-on to rotate. Okay. I need you to... Okay. Trying to see if there was anything else in here, but doesn't seem like it. Ah, another thing with the fire. This is probably... Whoop, I did not realize you could walk through that door. This is probably the revelation that the doctor was the one that caused the fire.
I had a role in my family's demise, but I did not start the fire. Centaurs don't live in Oxford, but a certain doctor did. I saw him, a preening undergraduate. Now I remember him. That key belongs to Lizzie's room.
And there's the reveal.
My father would wish that you hold your tears, girls. He lived a long life, and as the poet says, like a clock worn out with eating time, the wheels of weary life at last stood still.
You might notice that this thing below us is a train. Or it's the train. Some might say it's a train of thought. One that has been derailed by someone. Okay, there's a memory over there. Come on.
I'm no toy. He wanted me to do things I didn't want to do.
There's another thing there. Another touchy subject. Trigger warning for what that's about. Another so if you got the position from the doll earlier, we went into a certain orifice. Yeah. The doctor is at least my takeaway is the doctor may have assaulted Alice. It's pretty much between that memory and a lot of the ways that this is discussed. It seems like that is the case, and yeah, it's not a very happy game if you hadn't put that together.
Am I not the most wretched and selfish of fortune's fools? Oblivious, I live in a training ground for prostitutes. My mentor is an abuser and purveyor. I've been complicit with my sister's murderer and the killer of my family as he corrupted my mind. I sought relief from my pain and you turned me away from the truth.
You are almost there, almost free from what you fear. You could have been cured. You could have forgotten.
Abandon the memory of my family.
They are dead, and you should be too.
You misbegotten abomination! Murderer! You blood-sucking parasite! The damage you've done to children! The abuse!
I provide a service. In the great and awful metropolis, appetites of all sorts must be gratified.
My family, my mind, the infernal train.
The train is your invention, your defense. I merely set its schedule and itinerary. The train is coming with its shiny cars, with comfy seats and wheels of stars. So hush, my little ones, have no fear. The man in the moon is the engineer.
I'll stop that train, if it's the last thing I do.
As you wish, it will be. You're lost, and where your body is, your mind will follow. Perhaps it's already there.
There you go. There's the admittance of what dastardly things have been going on, which it was actually quite the norm in asylums at the time. People were being used, abused, and all sorts of terrible things. Hell, it's still happening to this day, consistently. So, and now we are on to the final chapter of the game. I'm pretty sure this is the final chapter.
You oozing sore of depravity! Children wearing their names around their necks as if they're breeding livestock!
A declaration of their pedigree. You could use one. They're proud to display their provenance.
You brute! They can't remember who they are or where they're from. How many minds have you twisted into forgetfulness?
Not enough. Yours would have been a triumph. Still, you're an insane wreck. My work is done.
The infernal train. I don't believe there's any hidden stuff here. If I remember correctly, I think this is just... yeah. The train is coming with its shiny cars, with comfy seats and wheels of stars. So hush, my little ones, have no fear. The man in the moon is the engineer, the doll maker, who is the doctor.
Hatter, I must stop this infernal train and the evil force that drives it.
Everything's a nail, is it, Miss Hammerhead? First it was all search, freak, fear, and fragmented memories. Now it's the train.
If you don't get that reference, I'll tell you about it. Everything's a nail one, Miss Hammerhead. We'll talk about that in a second.
Now we're all mad here.
We're all mad here.
Hell in the teapot, but getting on your senses. Oh, getting is just forgetting, except when it's not. Then they call it something else. I'd like to forget what you did. I've tried, but I can't.
You've used me and abused me, but you will not destroy me.
No, the damage is done. The old Alice and her Wonderland retreat are demolished. You can't even recognize what's happened, and you're powerless to change it or move against me. I've made certain of that. Come to receive your punishment, then?
I know I'm guilty of something, but punishment never suits the victims of the crime.
Abuse is a crime the strong visit on the weak. You're right. Abusers are insufficiently punished for the damage they do. Those who witness abuse without seeking retribution for the harm pay a penalty. Your own pain mitigates your failure to act earlier, but you may not yet have paid enough for witnessing the pain of others.
So, two things there. So she blames herself for not saving the other kids. So that's what she believes believes her crime is. So it's the survivor's guilt playing a part again. But also, if you don't get the reference, when he says every nail, everything looks like a nail, Miss Hammerhead. Basically, there's an old adage of when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It's the idea of like when you only have one tool, you have to you only use that one tool to solve everything. And obviously, if you're trying to fix something that cannot be fixed with a hammer, you destroy it, right? So it's a twist on that phrase. You know, it's very well written there. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
You corrupted my memories, but you failed to make me forget.
I could have made you into a tasty bit. Clients out the door waiting for a piece from a raving, delusional beauty with no memory of the past or no sense of the future. But you wouldn't forget. You insisted on holding on to your fantasies. You're mad, like your sister.
Don't speak of her. You didn't know her.
Your sister was a tease, pretended to despise me. She got what she wanted in the end.
My Lizzie, what is this train's destination?
Oh, interesting.
Madness and
They changed this.
You shouldn't ask questions you know the answer to. It's not polite. And that noise wasn't Lizzie talking in her sleep.
Oh, no! Oh, poor Lizzie!
And there are no centaurs in Oxford. Make your survival mean something, or we are all doomed!
That's messed up. We're going to talk about that. So, again, that's a reference to assault, sexual assault specifically. Centaur, beast with two backs, not talking in her sleep. So that's interesting. So that's something they changed from the first game. In the first game, the Red Queen is Alice. It's herself. In this one, the Red Queen is Lizzie, which is her sister. So that's interesting that they changed that from the first game. But yeah. Yep. This game doesn't pull punches. It's really messed up. So... And you might guess from where we're standing in the real world and what this is, how this game is probably going to end.
Hide in your shell. The past must be paid for.
Okay, that's one hand down.
The cost of forgetting is high.
Stay around the pole from it. Oh, I don't know what was going on there. That was not clear. Okay. Oh, okay, I think I know what I need to do here. Okay, maybe not. Okay, 2 hands down.
Make-believe Avenger.
Okay, he grabs the poles. Oh, thank God. Ooh. Okay, then he'll stick his tongue back out. And it might be time for good old Doctor to take his last train ride.
I'll see you charged. In prison, some half-wit bruiser will make you his sweetheart, and then you'll hang.
Indeed. A hysterical woman, former lunatic, roaring outrageous accusations against a respectable social architect and scientist. My God, Alice, who would believe you? I scarcely believe it myself.
You, monstrous creature. Such evil will be punished.
By whom? By what? Psychotic, silly bitch. Your madness will be punished. Now leave. I'm expecting your replacement.
Time to catch your train. Well, he caught his train. Or, more appropriately, the train caught him. And now we head back to Alan's Witch home for wayward youth. Nope. Okay. Maybe not.
Ah, Alice. We can't go home again. No surprise, really. Only a very few find the way, and most of them don't recognize it when they do. Delusions, too, die hard. Only the savage regard the endurance of pain as the measure of worth. Forgetting pain is convenient, remembering it agonizing. But recovering the truth is worth the suffering, and our wonderland, though damaged, is safe in memory for now.
For now. And there you go. Figured we were going to beat this today. Original concept by American McGee. Story by R.J. Berg. The Strong Survive. As I said, it's a very messed up story. It's a very messed up story. The imaginative endure. I think that's because we beat it on normal. Because I think there's one or two other difficulties above this. But yeah, that is Alice Madness Returns. I like, other than some platforming weirdness and some like there is some like issues. Like, it's not a perfect game, but I love the aesthetic of this game. I love how the story is written. It is a very messed up story. A lot of horror does have a lot of triggering stuff in it. That is kind of how horror works in a lot of cases. It approaches these like really messed up topics because the game is already meant to make you feel uncomfortable through that stuff. I really do think Alice Madness Returns is very much a horror platformer game. And there's not really a whole lot of those games like that. I think this genre still could be very much explored. Which is kind of the reason why I like playing some of these older games when we play. And this isn't like a super old game. This game came out 2011, it looks like, which I guess is 14 years ago. But I still feel like there's a lot of exploration that can be done in these areas, and that's why I like playing retro games, especially ones that people have heard about but maybe not seen and stuff like that, because this does explore a lot of topics that, again, this stuff that you see, it might be weird to like be like, oh, that stuff doesn't happen anymore, and this stuff does still happen, right? There are people that still do these things in today's society, within these, we don't call them asylums, we call them mental retreats and stuff, but like there's still orderlies that harm younger people that go to seek help, mental help and stuff like that, right? And it's just really, really sad to see that we still live in a society where this kind of stuff happens. And it's still topics that we need to it's about to make a comeback from what it seems. Yeah, that's another problem too, is like we're seeing less and less focus on mental health. Like, we're seeing resources taken away from mental health, which is going to make problems like this worse, right? Things are going to exacerbate these kinds of situations, right? Things are going to get more unsafe for people. And that's why we need to breach these topics. That's why we need to talk about these things to protect people from people like this doctor, from people like the people in Alice's life that were taking advantage of this girl who was in a really bad situation. Right? So not only did she lose her family, she had someone who was manipulating her mind, and then had people who were using her for her body, for her inheritance, for every piece of her being, right? And it's so messed up. And people do that. They do that to their family, they do that to their friends. It's really messed up. And like, even though the situations might not be exactly like this, there are pieces of the situation that happen to people every day. And that's why I feel like this story, although is fantastical in nature with Wonderland, is still important. And again, from a gameplay standpoint, I still think like it's got some issues, but like it's still a very solid game. The combat feels good. The camera's a little wonky, and sometimes the platforming can really fight you, especially near the end. I feel like the end platforming gets a little weird. And the final boss really wasn't that difficult. Honestly, the final boss for the first game took a little bit more time to beat, in my opinion, but that's fine. I don't really think that you have to have a fantastical final boss for a game to be good. Some people might disagree with that, but yeah. So I mean, long and the short of it, I would still recommend Alice Madness Returns. I really enjoyed this game. It was so worth the time. I love the worlds that are established. I love the Alice character. She fights with every fiber of her being through every single level of the game, all the way to the end. You know, she even when everyone is telling her like, you're falling apart, Alice, you can't do this, you deserve to be treated this way, right? Like, there's multiple times where the characters are blaming her, the victim, which is also a very important topic of the idea that people are victim blaming Alice through, including herself. She blames herself through much of the game, right? And that's another important topic that needs to be breached, the idea of victim blaming and self-blame when it comes to these situations, right? And the fact that she still fights through all of that to get to the truth, to finally confront the true villain, which was never her, it was never her mind, it was the person who was manipulating her, that was hurting her, that killed her family, right? That hurt her sister. So yeah, I honestly think if you want to play the first Alice, American McGee's Alice, again, you can play it through the PS3 version. If you get the PS3 version, which is not very expensive. Let me check real quick. I'll get you a price on that. Alice Madness Returns. Let's see. Madness Returns on the PS3. If you want complete... Oh, it's actually gone up in price. I didn't get it that expensive. When I bought it, it was like $15. Apparently, it's up to $45 now. I don't know why the price is so high. That's jumped up quite a bit since I last bought it. When I bought it, it was like $15. This is the only version I know that has American McGee's Alice. I've got the EA version. I've got the Steam version. Both versions do not have American McGee's Alice, as far as I know. I don't know if they've updated it since then, but as far as I know, those do not have the first one. So if you want to play the first one, I believe this is the only way to play it. I don't think it's necessary to play the first one. I really don't. If you want to experience it, get the PS3 version. If you don't, I would say there's other ways of playing Alice. I've heard the PC versions of Alice are not the best, but I haven't played them, so I can't say anything. All I've played is this version. So there is other console versions. I think there's a 360 version as well. It might run better. This game did hitch and lag when we loaded certain areas and memories, so the 360 version might actually load better. The PS3 is known to have some weird loading stuff, so the 360 version might be the better version. I don't know. Do a little bit of research on that. I just got this version because I knew it had the American McGee's Alice with it. So, but that will conclude our playthrough of the Alice games. Like I said, I already know what we're going to be playing next, and I will reveal that in just a second. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you did. I really, really am glad I played this game. I really enjoy this game. I'm not very good at platformers, but again, I still think there is a lot of room to explore horror platformers, and I know there are a bunch of horror platformers. Why is my camera so weird? Hold on, give me just a second. I feel like my camera is chopping off my arm real quick. Really. Let me do this. Camera. There we go. That's better. But I really do think this is worth your time. If you like platformers, like I said, it's a little wonky. If you like horror stuff, I would argue this is a horror game. It might not be the spooky side of horror, but it is definitely the cerebral, kind of messed up kind of horror. Psychological. I would put this in like a psychological platforming kind of horror. Just because, and there's also some body horror in it, to be honest, especially near the end. But yeah, I am really glad we played that game. I really am. But obviously, you can tell me what you thought down in the comments. And if you missed our playthrough of American McGee's Alice, it will be in the same playlist. There should be a playlist that just says the Alice series or the Alice games over on YouTube. You can watch. You'll be able to watch the full playthrough of both of those games on YouTube. So I do appreciate the support over there. As well, if you're watching on YouTube, we do stream on Twitch, and if you're on Twitch, we do stream on YouTube. We stream on both. I got to be careful, apparently, saying that stuff because Twitch is trying to crack down on people sending people back and forth between the two. So we multi-stream. Apparently is all I can say. You're not supposed to send people to one or the other, but I don't know how that works. Twitch is very weird. Twitch is very weird. Also, I don't know why there's no audio for this part because it's not playing anything. But yeah, feel free to tell me what you think about that playthrough. Again, I really enjoy it. Like I said, other than some gripes about how the platforms kind of got a little wonky at the end, how the air, like I said, the air boosters were kind of inconsistent. The combat camera could be a little wonky. The camera in general could be a little wonky. But everything else was definitely worth our time. So I'm gonna hit exit and see if we get anything unlocked here that we need to show off. And now we get the key here. That makes sense. There you go. You got New Game Plus. So there you go. That is everything we've acquired. We did miss some stuff, obviously, but not too much. 94% completion, first playthrough. I don't think that's too bad. Obviously, we got the memories. 5 memories recovered. Did we get all these memories? Nope, we missed one there. Did we get all our home memories? Nope, we missed one there. So yeah, so we did, I think we did pretty good. Also, something that's very cool too is if you guys can't see it, it's behind me. It says equipped. If you go to equipment, you can change the dresses. And different dresses do different things. So you can lose teeth instead of health. You're imbued with the power of shrinking violets. No idea what that is. You can hysteria any time, which is a messed up looking dress, by the way. You want a flesh dress. Double damage for all weapons. Disable all rose drop from enemies, I guess if you want a hard mode. Shrink sense is always active. Shrink sense duration is doubled, which is the stitch one. Health limited to 4 roses, another hard mode kind of thing. Enemies drop twice as many teeth. Enemies drop twice as many roses. Breakables drop more teeth and roses. Regain health while shrunk. And then you got that. But you can also change your weapons. So the Vorpal Blade can change to the Vorpal Cleaver, which reduces damage taken from enemies by half. Pepper Grinder can be the Octo Grinder, which increases the ammo limit. The Horse can become the Nightmare, which restores health with each hit. And the Teapot Cannon can become the Catnip Cannon, which increases damage to enemies by half. So, there you go. So if you are interested, there are other dresses that do give you buffs that can change how you play. So, and there is New Game Plus, as you can see. So, again, that is going to conclude our playthrough of Alice Madness Returns. So, thank you so much for joining us for that playthrough. As for what we're going to be playing next in the Alice slot, so we're going to be jumping forward in time to, let's see. Let me see what year this came out. I might have to actually just Google this. When did this game come out? This game came out in 2017, so it is 8 years old, but not. It is not a. I would not classify this as retro. Plus, we are playing a remastered version of it. What we will be playing next, it is a 2-game series, much like Alice was. It is what I would classify as horror adjacent. It has some horror elements in it, but it is not what I would classify as a horror game. Or I guess it's a 2-part series. So again, we got that. And that game / 2-part game series is going to be Neo. It is a Souls-like. I have never played the Neo games. I have the PS5 Neo Remastered Neo Collection. We will be playing both of these. We haven't played a Souls-like in a while, so I figured, what the heck? Let's give this a go. This is Neo and Neo 2. I had these like on my wish list on Steam. But when I was looking at it, the Neo 2, when Neo 2 goes on sale on Steam, it's like $23, right? I found this on sale. This pack for Neo 1 and Neo 2 remastered on PS5 was $15. So I figured, I've never played Neo. I have a friend who says Neo 2 is one of their favorites. Not their favorite, but one of their favorite Souls-likes. So I was like, for $15, we'll give it a shot. So we're going to attempt to play Neo and Neo 2. So that's the game that's going to be in the rotation for where Alice was. Again, it is not a horror game. It's got some horror elements. There's some Onis in there. There's some like weird like Souls-based stuff. The first one, we will be playing this guy. I believe his name is William. He's based on a historical figure. And in the second game, we'll be able to create our own character. It does say it has all 6 major expansions. So this is what we will be starting. However, that we won't be starting that until let's see, what's today? Today is Tuesday, right? So tomorrow, I'd like to get back to Shadowrun. That depends on how my voice is. So tomorrow will be Wednesday, which will be Shadowrun. Thursday, we're going to start Resident Evil 3 Remake. Friday, we're going to get back to Chrono Cross. So we probably will not start Neo, unless I'm getting my days wrong. Let me see. Unless I'm getting my days wrong. Let's see. Yeah, so we probably won't get to Neo and the start of Neo until Sunday. Now, that might change depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow. If I don't feel like I can do a lot of reading tomorrow, then we might get to Neo on Thursday. But for now, Neo probably won't happen until Sunday. So, but that's going to be the thing that takes Alice's place in the rotation. And once we get done with these, I will go ahead and say there will be another Souls-like that comes after these. So there's going to be 3 Souls-like in a row coming down the pipeline for that game and the rotation. But yeah. But that is going to do it for the stream. We're going to go ahead and end a little early today just because I wasn't feeling too great yesterday, and I kind of want to just kind of rest and recuperate again. I want to kind of protect my voice a little bit, so that way we can do Shadowrun tomorrow, because I do want to get back to Shadowrun. We haven't done Shadowrun in a little while, and there is a lot of reading in Shadowrun. I love Shadowrun. It's my favorite setting of all time, but it takes a lot of reading, and for a lot of reading, we got to protect our voice. So again, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you again, Skycakes, for the raid. Let me get you another shout out. If you're not following Skycakes, let me type correctly. Let me double check something. Definitely go give Skycakes a follow. They were playing The Unholy Priest. Also, we've got another welcome to Sky's Boo Crew. Nice. That's very cool. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was just checking out the about sections. Another member of the Crypt stream team. Just wanted to double check that. There's a lot of members of the Crypt community, but I want to make sure that I shout out who's who's on the Crypt stream team. That I was double checking. I was pretty sure you were on the Crypt stream team. That's what I wanted to double check. So another member of the Crypt stream team. So make sure you give them a follow. Also, we've got a couple other cool people that hang out in chat. If you're not following the Leave Ending, go give a follow. Leave Ending should be, if his capture card allows and everything, he should be starting his own Resident Evil 1 playthrough. He'll be playing the physical DualShock version of Resident Evil 1 on the PS1. You won't want to miss that because the music is different in that game, and boy howdy, is it a trip. It's that music is different in a very, let's say, interesting way, so you're not going to want to miss that if he can get that up and running. Also, speaking of playing fun horror games, definitely go give Void After 12 p.m. a follow. She has started her first playthrough of Silent Hill 2 OG. She's playing the Enhanced Edition on PC. She's trying to get through that. She has made it to the hospital. So if you want to see her make her way through the Silent Hill 2 OG, definitely worth your time as well. Very, very cool members of our community. So go give everybody a follow. Let me make sure I get everybody else that's been here. We love shouting out our friends. Make sure we share as much love as possible with everyone. But again, thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, if you came over for the raid and you've been lurking, or if you are just hanging out with us here, if you haven't already, please throw us a follow, or if you're over there on YouTube, a subscription. Both of them are completely free and help the channel out tremendously. Also, feel free to share us out with your friends, your family, your Discord communities. We are family friendly here, even when the game isn't. Everyone is welcome as long as they are kind. That is it. That is the only prerequisite. Also, a follow and a subscription will let you know when we go live. We usually go live around 11 a.m. Central Time, US. And I say around that time, I do have to deal with a lot of medical stuff, so sometimes we're an hour late, sometimes it's a couple hours late. I try my best to reach that time, so bear with me while I still figure out medical stuff. A lot of stuff been going on over the summer. But if you're not sure what time it is for you locally, down on the panels, there's an extension as well as a Twitch schedule. Should tell you when we go live for your time zone. Does the math so you don't have to. And finally, if you miss any of our playthroughs, all of our playthroughs are available on YouTube for the foreseeable future. If you're here on Twitch, the link to our YouTube is at the top of chat. And if you're on YouTube, well, you're already there. Just go down to our live section. You can find them there. Also on Twitch, our VODs are up for 30 days and then they disappear because that's just how Twitch works. And if you want to find our stuff in playlists on YouTube, if you just go down to playlists, basically everything's a playlist. I try to update those roughly every week, so everything gets into a playlist, so you can go, hey, I want to see the Alice playlist, boom, everything should be in the playlist in order, tells you which video is what, and you should be able to find everything you're looking for there. We've been doing this for 4.5 years, so there are a ton of videos, just an absolute ton of videos, so you can find everything you're looking for: horror adjacent, retro games, non-retro games, adventure games, whatever you're looking for. I appreciate all the support again today, yesterday, the weeks. Again, thank you for the raid sky cakes and everybody that came along with that. I do appreciate all the support. Remember to take care of yourself mentally and physically. Both are very important. Remember to stay hydrated. Also very important. And as always, remember, we can make the world a better place. And all you have to do is be kind. Let's find someone to raid. Also buy YouTube. Boop-a-doop. Boop-a-doop. Alright. Let's find someone